Walter, your organization, Imbovane yamqhlabezulu, what is your view on Mnangagwa, who went to Bulawayo yesterday and had a deal with Bulawayo Collective on Gukurahundi?
As Imbovane yamqhlabezulu, we think that Mnangagwa going to Bulawayo is extremely provocative. We don't understand how Mnangagwa actually can lead efforts to address issues of Gukurahundi. Mnangagwa is considered by people of Matabeleland as accused number 2 in the Gukurahundi matter. So how can a perpetrator of the genocide be responsible for trying to talk to the people that he victimized, he brutalized, he killed? So we see Mnangagwa going to Bulawayo as extreme provocation. It shows that Mnangagwa wants to actually bury history. He wants to deceive the world. He wants to actually be the author of Gukurahundi and also the author of a new history that he wants to create around Gukurahundi, trying to deceive people of Matabeleland as if he's addressing the issues of Gukurahundi. He cannot be the one. He is supposed to listen as an accused person what the people of Matabeleland want, not to go there as if he can say anything which helps us. For Mnangagwa to step into Bulawayo as a president who is trying to address issues of Gukurahundi is an extreme insult.
Okay, Walter, I want to ask you the next question. Were you not part of Matabeleland Collective?
No, we were never part of Matabeleland Collective. And we are aware that a lot of civic organizations have actually pulled out. But we never joined that collective. Because from the beginning, the terms of reference of that collective are authored from Mnangagwa's office. Matabeleland Collective is a group of people who have already been bought out by the Mnangagwa regime to sanitize his process. So we cannot be part of that collective.
Okay, how many groups are against Matabeleland Collective?
I don't have a figure, but it's a lot of groups. I believe that the whole of Matabeleland is against. There's just a few people who represent themselves. Matabeleland Collective does not represent the people of Matabeleland. It represents only those people that you see there sitting with Mnangagwa.
Okay, but when you say you pulled out, it means you were in.
No, I'm saying we were never part of those groups, but we have seen a number of groups that have also pulled out. But we were never, as Zimbabwe, we were never part of those groups that pulled out.
Okay, then the ones that are not part of Matabeleland Collective, where are they meeting? Do they have their own collective?
Listen, there are many groups from Matabeleland who are at the moment trying by all means to find a way. We believe that the issue of Gukurahundi cannot be addressed by anybody inside Zimbabwe. The real people who represent people of Matabeleland cannot be allowed to sit with Mnangagwa because they will tell Mnangagwa exactly what needs to happen. And Mnangagwa does not want to listen to the people of Matabeleland. He comes to Matabeleland to tell them what he wants to do. Let's take it from the beginning. You go to the Constitution of Zimbabwe, section 251. They came up with the National Peace and Reconciliation Commission or something like that. That was a watered down version of what the authors of the Constitution wanted. They removed the truth and justice part of that commission. You know why? Mnangagwa does not want truth-telling. Mnangagwa does not want justice. Mnangagwa wants to hide behind what he terms the Peace and Reconciliation Commission so that the truth is buried. There is no justice. And history is rewritten in Mnangagwa's fashion. And that we don't want, that we cannot accept. In 2018, 1st August 2018, people were killed and a commission was done and Mbongolwane was sent to Harare to try and address issues. But the number of people killed in 2018, they cannot be compared with the genocide which happened in Matabeleland. But we haven't seen international players coming to help us address the issue of Gukurahundi. We don't believe, as Imbovane, that anybody in Zimbabwe can actually go to the truth, or to the bottom of what happened during Gukurahundi. We believe that we must have international mediators, international commission of inquiry led by reputable people from outside the country. We cannot get the truth from Mnangagwa if he is the one leading the process.
Okay, so Mnangagwa and Matabeleland Collective, they are going to start a process in September. And this process includes the chiefs and the victims. Are you going to participate? Are you going to take any action against that?
What chief is going, which chief is going to be involved? Because what we know is that the chiefs who really speak for the people of Matabeleland, they wrote a letter to Mnangagwa trying to address the issue of Gukurahundi, but they were victimized. If there is any chief who is going to be part of a process to contaminate the scene of the crime, because the whole of Matabeleland is a crime scene, and Matabeleland is a crime scene, Mnangagwa is going to Bulawayo, is going to Matabeleland to contaminate the crime scene so that people don't see exactly what happened. And there is no way Mnangagwa can go to Balakwe and actually allow people to do as they want. He will go there to try and hide the truth. So those people who are going to go there in September with Mnangagwa to meet what they call victims, it will be a choreographed process because the truth will not come out as long as Mnangagwa is part of that delegation.
Okay, I'm hearing you clearly, but there's one question that you did not answer, which is the groups that are not part of Matabeleland Collective. Where are they meeting? Do you have an agreement, or each group is doing its own thing?
Look, we meet in various platforms. We meet all over, even outside the country, because genuine people of Matabeleland who want to address the issue of Gukurahundi cannot easily meet in Zimbabwe. Because if Mnangagwa knows that you are genuine about the issues of Matabeleland, he will block you from even a meeting in Zimbabwe. So we normally meet outside the country because if you meet in Zimbabwe, Mnangagwa will stop you from doing that. For example, people of Matabeleland cannot commemorate Gukurahundi to remember their lost relatives, to remember the victims, because Mnangagwa won't allow that. So as a result, we are still a captured nation. We are captured people. Mnangagwa is still continuing with Gukurahundi. Gukurahundi did not end in 1987. It only changed the form, it changed its status. Gukurahundi cannot be addressed as part of just the physical violence. Gukurahundi continues today in the form of psychological violence, or like denied opportunities, the marginalization of Matabeleland. So Gukurahundi, from Mnangagwa to jet into Bulawayo, it's triumphantly, it actually shows that Gukurahundi is still continuing, because how can a perpetrator accused number 2 go into Bulawayo and then expect us to think that Gukurahundi is over?
Okay, now let's go to the commission.
Yes.
I've seen Mutwagazi demonstrating against the commission, and they say they don't want Shona commissioners. Is this one of the sticking points among the groups that pulled out?
Look, there's something interesting about that, because I don't blame Mutwagazi groups for saying they don't want Shona commissioners. Because remember, when we talk about Gukurahundi was systematic and it was targeted against a particular tribe. And therefore, you don't expect that people who don't understand the pain of Matabeleland to actually understand when we explain what happened. Where are the Matabelers who can actually sit in that commission? We know that Nare is sitting there, but he's just there himself. But the rest, he's surrounded by people who come from outside the region. And we don't think that the commission can actually come up with anything tangible. Besides, that commission is just it's just a structure meant to hide the truth, because there is no truth element in it. Why was the truth clause removed? Why was the justice clause removed from the writing of the Constitution? It was meant to actually hide the truth. Remember, again, that commission, or the life of that commission, ends in 2023. The life of that section of the Constitution, of the Peace and Reconciliation Commission, it expires in 2023. After 2023, Mnangagwa thinks that he would have buried the truth of Gukurahundi. That's why he's rushing to go into Matabeleland so that they come up with a sanitized report, which actually will allow him to be triumphantly put as the men who actually killed people and then went back and tried to save them again. What nonsense is that?
Okay, what is the outcome that you want from a process that would be satisfactory?
What we want first of all, there must be truth-telling, there must be justice, then there must be peace, peace can only come if there is truth and justice. We want the perpetrators of the genocide to be tried. We want to know who killed our people and what was the motive. Because if we don't know, if we don't go to the root cause of what happened, then Gukurahundi 2 is coming. You just heard what Mnangagwa said. Mnangagwa says she attacks that bishop not on the basis that he is a bishop, on the basis of just being Ndebele, just for mentioning the word Gukurahundi. The Ndebele people are not allowed to even mention the word Gukurahundi. If you mention the word Gukurahundi, then you are a tribalist. Then you are supposed to be visited again with more violence. What we want to fight for reparations for people of Matabeleland. We lost lives, we lost opportunities, we lost schools, we lost a lot as Matabeleland. The region is lagging behind. There's no water. The Zambia's water project, they talk about it every year. Nothing happens. Our children are not going to school because people are not employed. 90% of all government jobs in Matabeleland are for people from outside. That is the furtherance of Gukurahundi. We don't want those people. If there is 20% of people coming from outside to work in government, then it's fine. But you can't have 90% or 99% of people working in Matabeleland coming. That is another phase of Gukurahundi, which is even more critical or more dangerous than the one of physical violence.
Right, Mr. Walter Mbongolwane, it is a pleasure talking to you. And what I want us to do, the issues that you are raising, we can't raise them in one day. So I suggest that we have a weekly discussion if you're available, so that we dissect these issues. Okay. I would like to ask you to just conclude, and then we can go on to Mr. Lab Mofuyane.
Okay. So in my conclusion, I want to say that as Imbovane, we want a comprehensive process, a process which will start from truth-telling, and then follow through justice, before we can talk about peace and reconciliation. Because we haven't seen anyone talk about truth and justice. We just see people saying, let's have peace, let's have reconciliation. But we can't have that. Our region is held back by the anger that people have. So for that anger to go, we must tell the truth. There must be justice.
Right, thank you very much, Mr. Mbongolwane. And please, let's come back on Saturday or Friday next week and continue this discussion. Thank you very much, sir. And you can drop off from the call.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Sure, Mr.